Hello, it's spring break where I am, and it's been a while since I made a YouTube video, and sorry I look like crap, and I'm going to be reading Run-On since I haven't done any readings like in forever, and yeah, I just hope you enjoy, and I don't want to see this at my school. I'm terrible. And yeah, here it is. Nathan for Run-On Book 1, Chapter 2, Great Day, Part 2. Okay. Fur placed the key in the ignition and turned on the car's engine. The truck closed with a clank after Phineas threw it in the last of their packed bags. When Fur was sure that Phineas was buckled in, he shifted gears and drove off to the school's exit. How come you always get to drive the car when we go visit Mom and Dad? Phineas complained, wrinkling his nose. Fur chuckled as he carefully turned the steering wheel to the left, following a routine about that had been very familiar with. He stole one last glance at his brother before returning his attention to the road. Like I told you before, Mom gets worried when she sees you behind the wheel. She says you get easily distracted, which is true. I do not. Scrolling down. Yes, you do. God, I'm 22 years old and I'm not even trusted enough to drive my own car. Steve exclaimed in protest while slumping back to his seat, growing in defeat. He mumbled a few inaudible words before crossing his arms and tossing his hair back, followed by a loud Fur couldn't help but laugh. It was a usual argument between him and Phineas every time they back home. So Fur wasn't too worried. The silver Volkswagen was a graduation gift from Candace to both of them. He didn't think he would ever forget about that day. Phineas jumped up and down in excitement, cheering on top of his lungs, never minding the people around who shot him with strange looks. Oh, thank you so much, Candace. Look at this! It looks so awesome! Think of the things we can do with it! Candace almost screamed in pain as Phineas gave both Fur and their sister a big, tight bear hug. He tossed his graduation cap in the air, running out to examine the car's features. Hold on, I think I scrolled down too far. Phineas and Fur worked the first 2 weeks of summer adding modifications to the car and test driving them around town. They impressed their friends with the high-tech add-ons, secret compartments, turbo boosters, GPS navigation system, and, of course, the all-purpose beverage holder, which can reset itself to any cup size they wanted. They received their driver's license when they were 17, but were rarely allowed to drive the family car. Linda feared what might happen to her beloved station wagon if it were left in their hands for too long. After Phineas excitedly demonstrated the new features to their parents, Linda insisted Fur to take charge of the driving. Fur chuckled as he drove through a tunneled detour. You know, you sound just like Candace sometimes. Yeah, mine's a high-pitched screaming. I don't think I could ever beat Candace at that, Phineas said as he choked in a laugh. Fur held firmly to the stick on his right. He pushed himself backwards against his seat to gain a more comfortable position before shifting gears again and quickly making a hard turn to the left on the next intersection. A curious look passed over his face, recalling an event. Say, Phineas, did you get those blueprints you wanted from Belgique? Fur asked mechanically. Yes, I did, Phineas replied, pulling out the bag of rolled-up blueprints from the back seat and showing it to his best friend. Hold on, scrolling down. Phineas asked Baljeet for the blueprints before they head back to the dorms. Yes, I have plenty, but what kind of blueprints are you looking for exactly? Can you lend me those blueprints for that portal to Mars and those drafts you made from time and interdimensional travel? I'm just going to use them as a reference. Sure, I think I left them in one of my filling cabinets in the university. You better be careful with them, Phineas. I got several A+s on those blueprints. Dalsik, you get graded an A+ on everything you do. What are you talking about? I got A- once on my English report for misspelling one word, an A-. Oh, it was terrible. Anyways, I'll pass by later to grab them. Thanks. I wrote down too fast. So you're planning to make a time travel device again? But didn't you already make one in the museum? Actually, we didn't make the time machine. We just fixed it, for Nud. Yeah, and besides, I'm planning on something different for the science fair this year. After heading to the dorms and packing his things, Phineas caught up to Baljeet and Buford to borrow the blueprints. Phineas wanted Ferb to come along as well, but he insisted on staying behind and resting his legs. He was so excited about the invention that he half dragged Ferb back to the dorms. Come on, Slowpoke, pick up the pace! Dude, I'm not a robot with a turbo engine running on rocket fuel. Let me breathe. Come on, Turbo Turbo! Come on! Phineas rolled up the window of the car door and leaned his elbow on the armrest. Ferb held firmly on the top of the gear stick, readying himself for another turn. It wasn't long until a sleepy feeling caught on to Phineas, his lids feeling heavier on every passing second. Ferb stepped hard on the brakes when traffic suddenly slowed to a stop. He watched as sleepy slowing engulfed Phineas. For the rest of the trip home, he spent it staring at the clouds till he fell asleep. It was already sunset by the time they got home. The front door opened as Ferb unfastened his seatbelt. Phineas somehow woke up a few seconds after. His cheeks slowly pressed inward and as his mouth opened wide to yawn. Linda stepped outside and walked immediately towards the car that glowed an eerie color of silver-orange, reflecting the last few rays of sunset that will, with no doubt, disappear in more or less 3 minutes. She greeted her two sons, each with a warm hug and a kiss on the cheek. Her hands were wrapped in white oven mitts matched with a dirty white apron hung loosely around her neck, indicating that she had been baking. I meant cooking. Well, whatever, same thing. Are those granola bars I smell? Phineas licked his lips, breathing in the pleasant aroma. Yes, they are, Linda said, removing a mitt from her left hand, then her right. I made them for you to supposedly snack on for the afternoon. But you came a little late. Where were you two? Sorry to make you worried, Mom. I had a few stopovers on the way here. Well, why don't you two grab your bags and get inside? Harry just came back from wherever he scampered off to, and your father's waiting in the dining hall. Dinner's almost ready. I'm messed up today. As soon as supper ended, Phineas and Ferb headed to the garage. Blueprints, platypus, and tools in hand. They usually spent their visits charring endlessly oh my god. They usually spend their visits chatting endlessly with their parents, But Lawrence and Linda insisted that they had a really exhausting day and will turn in early. Perry never left his owners since they arrived, switching from feet to lie on every few minutes. It was obvious that he missed them terribly, having been left behind after Phineas and Ferb headed off for college. Ferb carefully placed Perry on a wooden counter and his toolbox on the work table. He observed with curiosity as he watched Phineas excitedly throw down some blueprints, notebooks, and sketchbooks on the floor. Designs for their old teleporter, blueprints for the portal to Mars, sketches for their phototransport machine. All of them were sprawled across the floor next to each other like piles of dirty laundry. Ferb sat down next to his brother as he looked through their old and current project books for more usable designs. Do you plan on combining these machines together, Ferb asked. Yes and no, Phineas said as a matter of factly. So what's the plan? Scrolling down. Phineas pushed aside the blueprints and made some more room, enough to spread an empty sheet of blue paper in front of him. He started sketching out the base design for the new invention as he explained. Perry jumped down to the floor and sat down right between his owners. He stared at the designs scattered on the floor. He admired those contraptions they built, even though he had no clue as to what the function was. He would secretly scan a copy of their creations every time and store it in his OWCA files for emergency use. They were proven useful that summer they turned 12 when they helped him defeat an alternate evil Doomsmirch from another dimension. He felt bad that they had to give up their memories of that day just for his sake. But at the same time, he felt very grateful and relieved that they loved him enough to do so. Really? I thought they remembered that. Whatever. It's a machine that will make a small dimensional gateway that can let the viewer go through both space and time without actually traveling in it. He started to print out the details of the image from his head onto the paper and continued. It can be seen in a 4D panoramic view. I don't know if I said that right. Making it totally realistic. 4D? Phineas, we haven't finished our research on that. Who knows what could go wrong if we attempt to do this? That's why I borrowed these old blueprints from Braljik and sorted out through our old portal-related prints to help create a proper model. Phineas, you have to take this seriously. We're talking about time and alternate dimensions here. It's a very sensitive matter, and we could destroy the whole universe with just one mistake. Ferb eyed unfamiliar notes sitting under the blueprints from their teleporter. Yeah. He picked it up and read through it. They were more certainly not a design he was ever familiar with. He started waving it at Phineas's direction. I mean, look at this. We have designs and notes on an alternative dimension in there. What is this even about? When did you make this? Phineas slapped away the papers being waved at his face and glared back at his green-haired companion. I didn't make that. I thought you did. I found it in one of your logs, Ferb. I thought it could be useful, so I threw it in. Ferb raised his eyebrows in surprise at his response. A small alarm went off in Perry's head. He had thought the agency had gotten rid of any trace of evidence that the day he ever existed. Oh, that the day ever had even existed. Grammar, I hate it! He slowly snuck away, pulling a hidden lever behind the peeled tape of the garage walls and slid down a tube down to the lair. Hey, where's Perry? Phineas wondered. Ferb shrugged as he made his way to the work desk and grabbed his gloves and toolbox. Well, while you're getting that design all thought out, why don't I get started on some of the work? In just a mere 2 hours, the two boys were already more than halfway done with the machine. As of now, they had assembled the bottom part together. It resembled a medium-sized silver metal box with buttons shaped like color-coded jelly beans on both sides. The top part was unfinished, left open with some loose wires sticking out, sparks erupting from its ends. Hey, look, we're almost done, Phineas said proudly as he wiped his forehead with a warm, damp cloth. His face was dirtied. I don't think that's even a word. With black streaks of oil. Let's take a break for a while. I'm feeling parched. I'd love to get a taste of Mom's lemonade sitting in the fridge, Ferb declared as he walked out of the door to the kitchen. Yeah, me too! Phineas rolled up the newest blueprint they made and tossed it in the work table along with the others. They made a few initial drafts before they were able to perfect the design. He eagerly followed his brother into the kitchen to get a drink as well. Ferb, do you have the time? I think I forgot my watch in the car, Phineas asked. Ferb lifted his left wrist and looked at the black leather-strapped watch wrapped around it. Yeah, it's nearly 9:45 p.m. Let's better hurry this up then! Phineas gulped down the last of the lemonade in the glass before running back to the garage. Whoa, Phineas, slow down! Ferb warned, nearly tripping over the carpet. Phineas blindly grabbed the blueprint from the table, feeling sure that it was the same one he used 2 minutes ago. Ferb walked and watched his brother rewire and attach the final pieces of the machine. He stood behind him and watched in silence until Phineas started doing something he doesn't recall included to the blueprint. Phineas, I don't think you're doing it right. Ferb, worried, placed his hand on the redhead's shoulder. No, I don't think so. I'm just following what you wrote on the blueprints. You took charge of the variables, computations, and the wired system, remember? The machine started to spark and shake. A bright, straight line appeared that looked like a flowing cut. It slowly grew larger and larger, almost forming a small, jagged, round hole and started sucked in air like a giant vacuum. Several nearby tools and instruments all disappeared into the hole. What is that? Ferb said, taking a few steps back in caution. Was that supposed to happen? I don't think it was supposed to do that. Phineas stood up, sharing the same look of worry on his face as Ferb. Let me see those blueprints again, Phineas. Phineas reached out for the blueprints and immediately handed them to Ferb. Ferb gasped and widened his eyes right after reading the print. Phineas, I don't think these are... Ferb! Phineas called out loudly as his feet started to lift in the air. Ferb grasped onto his brother's hand in time and pulled him in, trying to weight him down with his own weight to avoid getting sucked. Ferb! I know! I've got you! Don't worry! Just don't let go! Ferb struggled even more. The force that was pulling them slowly became stronger and stronger. He felt his hold on his brother's hands to slowly slip. Don't worry, Phineas! Just don't let go! A bright light exploded and everything slowly disappeared and drifted farther away, as if the world slowly dissolved right before his eyes. Ferb's surroundings slowly went silent. The sound of his heavy breathing was the only sound he could trace. His arm was still stretched out, but he could no longer feel his brother's hands on his. Phineas, don't let go! Just don't let go! No response. Phineas? Silence. Phineas! Okay, so that's the end of the chapter, people. And as you can see, I need some grammar practice, like always. I swear to God, I am not fit for this. It's been like, I don't know, 5 billion years since I ever did a reading this long. And I'm using my webcam instead of Google+. Crap. But, if you can't understand me through it, then just comment below. Because sometimes when I yell, I forget that there's a camera watching me. And, yeah, I'm just trying to find a way to fix my loud voice, because I think I have an accent on camera, and then my sentences just jam up. So you don't get what the heck I am saying. And I just need to work on that. And sorry about the mispronunciation. I'm on spring break and I have no idea. And I need to go back to school. Badly. This is when I need, like, Miss Zapor's help to fix me. Yeah. I'm just being lazy this weekend. Help me! And thank you for, like, Myra something and Key something for commenting on, me and Carolyn's latest episode. We really appreciate that. And, I just hope I get people interested. And, yeah. That's mostly it. Please, I need more views. I am terrible. My friend has 1,000. And we only make 2 shows. And I'm, like, making 1 million reads. And I had the worst part of a YouTube user can have. Okay, so I will be back to trying to search for more chapters to read. Terribly. I hope it doesn't take 22 minutes. This is a long story. And comment below. Bye.